Hey guys, it's me, Miss Basic, and it is after parent teacher conferences, and I am here to talk to you about how to break down a text that's difficult. So, you read the Political Society article by John Locke, and so I'm going to talk you through a few of the steps that I take in order to be successful when I'm reading a difficult text. The first thing that I do and that I want to point you guys to do is read this little intro here. I know it pops up on your screen and you immediately decide to hit OK and move forward. But a lot of times this gives you information or I guess as far as what you should be looking for. So, John Locke was an English philosopher. His writings influenced American revolutionaries, and his ideas are reflected in the United States Declaration of Independence. As you read, identify what factors are needed to create a political society according to Locke. As I read the text, that's the information that I'm going to be looking for. So I'm going to go ahead and type that question at the top. What factors are needed to create a political society? And then I'm going to read and answer the question. So it says, as I have shown, man was born with a right to perfect freedom and with an uncontrolled enjoyment of all the rights and privileges of the law of nature, equally with any other man or men in the world. So he has by nature a power not only to, one, preserve his property, that is, his life, liberty, and possessions against harm from other men, but to judge and punish breaches of the law of nature by others, punishing in the manner he thinks the offense deserves, even punishing with death crimes that he thinks are so dreadful as to deserve it. So that's what he believes people have the right to do. And so I'm going to note that. It's not part of my question, but I think it's important to understand, right? So Locke believes that individuals, notice that I'm putting this in my own words or as much as I can because I don't want it to just be verbatim from the text. When I'm copying and pasting from the text and I'm not putting things into my own words, then I'm not demonstrating that I understand those things. Locke believes that individuals have the privileges of the laws of nature, which he defines as ability to preserve property. No, that's right. Property, life, liberty, possessions, and he believes that people have the right to punish others. I don't know how I feel about that, but I guess that's what we have, right, with the system of law. So that's what he believes. Now I'm looking for what factors are needed to create a political society. I know that that doesn't answer my question, but if he has an entire section dedicated to that, then I think that that's going to be information that's important. But no political society can exist or survive without having in itself the power to preserve the property and therefore to punish the offenses. It seems like he's saying there that really what factor is needed is that it needs the power to preserve the property. So basically, what I'm assuming is going to happen is it's saying that the individual has to give that right, what he calls the nature of power, or the laws of nature, I guess, that he has that right to punish people and then protect their property. And he's saying you have to give that right to the government or to the political society, and therefore to punish the offenses of all the members of that society. And so there can't be a political society except where every one of the members has given up his natural power. Yep, there it is. Passing it to the hands of the community in all cases. So individuals give the power to the community. If I didn't have this question driving what I was writing down and taking note of, I would have to read this paragraph 3 or 4 times because we just talked about the rights of the individual and now we're switching gears to the rights of the community. So if I wasn't paying attention and if I wasn't really engaging with the text, I would struggle. Um, and that's okay. It's okay to struggle with the text. This is my second time to read it, so some of it is more clear, but it's still a really hard text to read. It says, passing it into the hands of the community in all cases, with all private judgments of every particular member of the society being excluded. The community comes to be the umpire, right? So you think about an umpire in baseball, right? They make the rules. It acts in the role according to the settled standing rules, impartially, to the same to all parties. So he seems to have this idea that there's a lack of bias in a political society. Again, making it in my own words so that it is really my thoughts. Uh, through men who have authority from the community to apply those rules. So men are given the authority to act for the community and punishes offenses that any member has committed against the society with penalties that the law has established. This makes it easy to tell who are and who aren't members of a political society. Those who are united in one body with a common established law and judiciary to appeal to, with authority to decide controversies and punish offenders. So you're united into one political society when. So I'm going to finish that statement. You are united into one political society when. And the answer is one law and judiciary who decides controversies and punishes offenders. Are in civil society with one another, whereas those who have no such common appeal, no such appeal here on earth, are still in the state of nature, each having to judge and to carry out the sentence because there isn't anyone else to do those things for him. So you've got those people, right? This section, those who are part of a political society. And then you are not. This typing is hard. He has two kind of examples when you're not under a common appeal. So no commonalities in rulings, judgments. It would be easy to make the assumption that he's talking about commonalities in like how you look or how you act, but I don't think that that's what he means. And then are still in a state of nature. So meaning individuals are acting as their own rights, right? There's no community guideline that people are operating under. They're still operating under the law of nature. So you can see I could go through this entire article, but the same thing happens no matter what paragraph I'm in, right? I'm taking notes. You'll see that I don't have a ton of information written down, but what I do have is going to give me a very clear reminder of what Locke really believes. I hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions, please put them on your need to know list, or if you have a specific workshop request, we would love to hear it.